What up there, guys? It's Jigget82, and first of all, before this video starts, I would like to apologize for anyone that got the chance to check my live stream out. I don't know what YouTube is trying to do because apparently they've changed a little bit of stuff on there for the Steam keys or whatever the streaming keys for to be able to set up your thing. I did set it up right, and I still was having a really bad connection. So yeah, we're gonna try to do it again. I think Thomas, who I think jumped in there, and he kind of let me know it was lagging and so forth. But yeah, man, sorry about that. But this video, hold on a second. Yeah. But this video is going to be talking about what I was going to talk about in my stream. Actually, I had a AEW Punky, and that was going to be the title. But it's first of all, let me get this straight. I'm going to say this right here. I'm a fan of CM Punk. Been a fan ever since I first saw him on ECW in 2006. So I ain't as hardcore as some of you guys. I saw some of his later shit later on with Ring of Honor and stuff. I'm a fan of Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, all that good shit. I like AEW. Now, I'm the kind of person, I've been a wrestling fan for I don't know how long. I don't get to watch full in like I used to, but I still keep up with the shows. I'm subscribed to AEW, WWE, Ring of Honor, New Japan. I'm subscribed to NWA. I'm subscribed to Game Changers Wrestling. I'm subscribed to a lot of fucking wrestling sites on my YouTube stuff. I jump in and watch it every now and then, every time I can, when I can. But I have to say this, and it's out of respect for the simple fact that if you have a lot of shit on the outside looking on the inside, the reality between sometimes is blurred when it comes to the world of professional wrestling. But I always feel like I have to look at the ownership. I've been in positions where I've been over people. And you have to lead by example. And also you have to make sure you carry yourself in a certain way where you're not, quote unquote, putting yourself into a situation. I saw bits and pieces of the Tony Khan and CM Punk sit down press conference after his match he had with John Moxley. And be honest with you, CM Punk is a grown ass man. I understand that he feels he's being, quote unquote, wronged by the younger talent. They're rather not that young, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, age-wise, there probably is a gap in between the age. But the way of constantly carrying yourself, especially in your position, as you're supposed to be basically the face of the company, kind of falls a lot on the person that's running the company as well. If you let your talent, quote-unquote, be the inmates to run the asylum, you fucked already. And I don't give a fuck what nobody says about Vince McMahon. That motherfucker ran that fucking company. He ran WWE. You don't give the fucking talent that decision. Yeah, they are independent contractors, but they're still getting paychecks. And you fucking letting, quote unquote, these wrestlers in that company do what the fuck they want. He sat there and mentioned, Tony Khan mentioned about it's going to be cool to see this match between CM Punk and EMJF and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden Punk says some up shit, and Tony Khan, you look in the video, he's looking like, what? Yeah. You see Chris Jericho, after CM Punk had his little shit, go to Tony Khan and say to him, some shit going down in the back. Because you have your fucking talent doing some shit in the back. Fighting. Ass whoopings. Doing whatever. Now, I'm going to say this also. Do I believe those belts should have been scrapped? Taken from them? No. And that's where you're going to sit. This is why I would have had CM Punk defend that belt in the honor of wrestling, period, to defend that title and lose it to whoever. No fucking tournament. Because you've already sat there and had Moxley win in a fucking tournament to become the interim champion, and CM Punk comes back, which was a really cool build-up. And now you fucking took the belt from the guy who the build-up was nothing. that's pretty much a fuck you to the wrestling fan who watches your fucking product. The whole situation with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, same thing. If you felt it was this way or that way, had them wrestle, defend them, and lose them eventually. I don't think they would have needed to lose them immediately, but they needed to lose them in a way to build up something. That being said, you're a wrestling fan. Marky Mark on the Funky Bunch shit. And hell, I've sit there and literally seen over time as the internet and technology has advanced, and I'm going back because I'm 40 years old. I go back to when I was a wrestling fan. I didn't know shit about no fucking sheets or none of that shit. I just knew that I was finna get ready to watch a show. And when I saw a surprise like a Hogan turning heel or something where a wrestler that was in another wrestling company shows up in another wrestling company, it surprised the fuck out of me. I didn't have all these fucking spoiling websites to tell me, "Ooh, this is gonna go down," and then all of a sudden I'm like, because when I feel sign finally see it, I'm like, because you're spoiling it. Spoilers. The reality of it is, to me, is that you run the company. EVPs don't run the company. They were invested in this quote unquote concept. But Tony Khan, you are the financial backing of the company. And that is why, if you are quote unquote the president of AEW, you need to do your fucking job. But like I said, you are the leader. You have to follow that shit. You have to make sure they follow that shit. CM Punk should have been all in the damn First of all, and then people always sit there and talk about WWE going back to TV 14. They don't have to go back to no fucking TV 14. Let's be real. WWE can be a good product regardless. I've watched wrestling ever since the golden age when I used to see Macho Man, Andre the Giant, all the guys. And I used to bleed. They didn't edit the blood out. They were headshots to a chair and this and that. It was all kinds of shit going on. The product was still PG. That's a fucking crock of shit. You sit there and have a bunch of fans chanting, "Shut the fuck up" to a wrestler in the ring, and then I see a fucking kid, a child, saying the same shit that the rest of the fans in the crowd are saying. Crowd control is needed. The fans can be rowdy and have it, but come on, have common fucking sense. And then you sit there and see kids in the crowd, you still saying shit like that. Come on now. And then the kids up and there saying the shit with you. If that was me, you wouldn't see a Jughead 82 right now in this fucking video. Trust me. My mom would have slapped the fucking dog shit out of me and woke me the fuck up. Now, like I said, it's a lot of stuff that AEW needs to contrively or try to make work. You've pulled in a lot of fucking great talent. A lot of great fucking wrestlers. But you need to focus on your product to the point where you don't have the wrestlers running the entire program. The inmates running the asylum. And it falls back to maybe it's a reason why certain wrestlers didn't go to the WWE. Maybe they didn't want, they said it freedom. Freedom. Come on now. Everybody that needs to do what they want to do don't need to do what they want to do. If that was the case, every wrestler in any other company that's ever been existent would run roughshod over the promoters or the people that even run and own the company. Let's be real with ourselves. You have to have some fucking organization. You have to have a leader lead by example. WWE's been doing stellar. Triple H has been bringing back wrestlers that need to come back. AEW needs to pay attention. And not AEW in general, but Tony Khan. Man, bruh, you sat there when you mentioned the match with CM Punk and MJF, and Punk basically told you he just eating muffins. Good ass muffins. AEW, get your shit together, man. And I've been literally spamming it, and every time I would pop a video that say AEW in it, I would be so excited to just talk about AEW. It's like, man, when CM Punk came back, that was the biggest shock in the world of professional wrestling. But like I sit there and said, some shit don't make sense to make sense. And some of this shit going on in wrestling right now don't make no fucking sense. But yeah, this is me rambling. This is Jughead 82, man, saying AEW, come on, bro. don't let the inmates run the asylum.